Hi, this is John McGivern, and this is my Footlights Minute. Today I'm in the 5th Ward, and I'm down on South Water at the Next Act Theater. I'm talking with Mary McDonald Kerr, who is the director of The Vigil, and I'm talking with the actors, Mark Ulrich and Ruth Schutson. It's The Vigil at Next Act Theater. It opens on February 2nd. Let's talk about this show.
Well, the premise is that it's a man who has received a letter from his aunt saying, "I'm old and dying, please come." And so he comes to his aunt's house to sit vigil for her in her last days. And I think his primary reason for coming is he feels duty-bound to come. There's a slight mention of a will and some money, but that's really not the motivating factor that he comes. He is not necessarily a guy you would consider a pleasant guy on meetings, so your assumption that he's not that is the right one, but I'm not, I don't think it's for money. Do you think it's for money? No.
It's not for money?
No.
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 What's it for?
It's his relative. They're, they're related.
Yeah.
And he gets a letter from out of the blue after 30 years. He hasn't seen her, and he needs to go and connect with her. And,
Yeah.
His parents are gone. So that's enough.
And the
That's
aunt
enough.
has no one else.
Just being a relation, I think, is enough.
And the aunt has no one else. And Ruth is your character waiting for him to come?
No.
Oh, that was
confusing. There's some plot points we can't talk about because there's surprises in the show. The aunt is waiting for him to come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he's strange,
Yeah.
and she can't quite reconcile her ideas, if she had any about him at all.
Yeah.
It's a very dark and hilariously funny and very moving discussion on what our obligations to each other as human beings, both in life and in helping someone die, and what family means, and what obligations are there when you are family and when you aren't family. And, the playwright was at the hospital with his partner. His partner's mother was very ill. And they were in the hospital, and in the bed next to them was an old woman who seemed to be alone, who seemed to be quite more ill than the person they were there to visit. And he heard this nurse come in and say to this woman, "I'm sorry, I called your nephew, but he can't make it." And then there was a silence, and then the nurse said, "Would you like me to wipe the tears from your eyes, dear?"
Wow.
And that was the idea that birthed the play for Morris Panitch. And so that's just that little thing is very moving, but it is very funny. It's very, very funny, darkly funny.
Yeah,
It's
about death and loneliness and aging and dying and all of those dark things, and he manages to make it
Hilariously fun.
Yeah.
Very odd
Yeah.
and strange. Very unique take on those heavy themes.